Welcome to the Motown India show. We have here with us Todd Morgan from Varroc Lighting. Welcome to the show, Mr. Morgan.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We're going to ask him a few questions related to the lighting industry. Todd, 2012 was a red letter day for Varroc. They took over Visteon Lighting, which was a big change for the company, and it meant a massive progress and a massive growth for the company. How has been the journey since then?
Okay, so it's been great with us. We're celebrating 5 years now with the Varroc Group. It's been a fantastic journey, actually. We're really focused now on more innovation. We've moved from really where we were a very small portion of Visteon, where we became a majority of the Varroc Group. And it's the first time the board really takes pride in new innovations, new product developments, these kinds of things. So for us, it's been a really fantastic change. We focus more now on innovation, more on technology, these kind of things. And I think we've really seen a dramatic change between where we were when we were part of Visteon and in the 5 years that we've come. Our level of innovation, the level of engineering, moving into other regions, our competitive cost footprint, also working on manufacturing processes, all kinds of new things, and now expanding our global footprint. It's been a fantastic time for us in the last 5 years.
Wonderful. We just noticed that Pune being one of the manufacturing centers, there are quite a few abroad too. Mexico, China, and Czech Republic, incidentally, also plays a very important role. It has a couple of manufacturing outlets and, of course, a lot more. What do you have to say of that place?
Well, I'm based in Czech Republic, and there's a reason for that. It's our largest engineering center worldwide. We have more than 500 engineers based in Czech Republic. It's our engineering center of excellence. It's also our largest manufacturing facility, and we also have our own tool shop there. So really one of the advantages that we have in the Czech Republic is having advanced development, having forward model development, having our own tool shop, and having our largest manufacturing facilities. This is a huge synergy of information. Coupled with all that, we're bringing guys from India also to Czech Republic. So it's really a way for us to transfer knowledge from what we're doing in Europe, which are really innovative things like Bentley and Tesla and Jaguar Land Rover, these kind of great new innovations, and then trying to make them more cost effective and bring them also into India. So using this huge mass of knowledge, not only in engineering, but also in manufacturing, we're able to really grow our technology and grow it globally. So it's been a really fantastic thing, and I'm really happy to be in Czech Republic.
So does Czech Republic cater to just the European markets, or does the business just go beyond Europe?
No, it goes beyond. Like I said, it's our engineering center of excellence. So although we have development, and part of our strategy is to have full capability in every region, so in the US, in Mexico, in India, in China, and in our new operations that we will be opening in some new regions, we'll always have development capability in all those regions. But having that center of excellence also in Czech, things like projector modules, so taking that know-how, developing something specific maybe for the India market, or something special for the North America market or China, taking that knowledge and moving it in that direction. We also develop our engineering tools, things like simulations, optical simulations, optical predictions, electronics, all those kind of things. We take those lessons learned and develop them in Czech Republic, and then we transmit them into the other areas.
The lighting business, if I'm not mistaken, contributes more than 50% of the overall revenues for the group, the Varroc Group. Is that growing? Will it continue to grow in the future?
Yeah, we have great growth ambitions. Customer feedback is really outstanding. Our strategy is to bring innovation to the mainstream, and our customers recognize that. So innovation, although we are present on Jaguar Land Rover, we make Bentleys, so being present on the premium segment is great. But we also need to take those new innovations and bring to the mainstream, and that's where the volume and that's where the growth is. So we really work very hard and trying to bring things like to our core, more mainstream customers. This is going to be the core part of our growth, and we're also expanding our manufacturing footprint. So being where our customers need us, not only for an engineering standpoint, but also from a manufacturing standpoint, making sure that our footprint matches very closely is going to give us great growth opportunities with VLS. So we're really happy about that. You know, Bentley is quite complex headlamp. You know, it was a really difficult one because it's quite small package space. You know, look under the hood of a Bentley, it's quite complex. But we have a quite interesting module here where we can try different beams. So we have a drum that is moving inside. We have a high beam module. We have a very distinctive daytime running lamp. We also have a very interesting high beam, because high beam is also very important when you're driving 250 kilometers an hour down the Autobahn. So it's really important for them to have very high level of performance, but also maintain their distinct signature of a Bentley. So, you know, it's really important that we work with the studios. So it's a combination of science and technology with really a very classic art form. So we're really happy with that. A lot of plastic and metal, but also, you know, there are controls on the back. We need to communicate with the CAN bus, so we're taking all the information off of the vehicle, processing it through the controls, and then this is what's delivering the technology and really giving a very nice and very strong beam pattern on the road. Well, in this case, the functionality is here. So we have different kinds of beam patterns. There's a drum inside there that's basically changing the beam over time and different vehicle conditions. So we're using basically this module for that.
When we talk of headlamps and tail lamps, it's basically a very small part in a vehicle, yet they play a very critical and crucial role, whether it's safety or whether it's anything else. Mm-hmm. So has the technology pertaining to these lights evolved over the period of time? We talk of projector lamps, we talk of LEDs. Can you talk about what's been the progress there in terms of the technology advancement?
Yeah, so I mean, you see it in the press quite often. You know, you see everybody is talking about styling, new innovation, developing new signatures for vehicles, but also enhanced safety. You know, things like matrix technologies or pixel lights or even laser lamps, which we are launching this year for Jaguar Land Rover. So you'll see those kind of new things. So that's not only styling, but also performance enhancement. So you'll be able to see much further. You have much more control over the beam, all this kind of thing. This is driven by electronics. So one of the things that we're really working very heavily on is growing our electronic capability. Hardware and software development is key for us. And we're having that development all over the world. So, and then on signal lighting, you know, it's also driven by LEDs. You know, styling, new innovative features, personalization is going to become important. So when you unlock your car door, you see some kind of animation, all this kind of great stuff. It opens really a lot of new possibilities for us. You know, in the past, I always said when I went to an auto show, not possible, not possible, not possible. Now I'm like, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. And I think, quite frankly, we could do even more. So working together with our customers in the studios, thinking up new and creative ways of things out of the box, we're making things happen. You know, the future is really fantastic in lighting right now.
You just mentioned something on the ambient lighting in a vehicle. Mm-hmm. Now, is that picking up? Because I noticed that in high-end vehicles you have all these colorful lights, they keep changing. Is that area also a great line of business?
It's really interesting. You know, on interiors you already see it. It's becoming quite common, especially on the premium segment, but you're seeing this also appear on the more mainstream vehicles now. We now look at what we can do on the exterior. You know, because again, personalization is going to become important. You have e-cars, you want to show, hey, look, my car is charging, some kind of interesting feature. Maybe I like, when I unlock my car, some kind of blue appearance will appear. Maybe your wife likes pink. Those are things that we can start to play with. When the car is not moving, there's lots of opportunities that we can do to play with exterior ambient lighting. So I think the exterior of the car is also going to become revolving around personalization. Things like even being able to choose what you would like to have on your mobile phone, saying I would like this welcome feature or this welcome feature. These are really all kinds of interesting things that we can do. And that's why software development for us is going to be an important part. Nobody thinks of software when they think about lighting, but software is becoming a really important part of our overall development.
So when you do this development, is it usually done along with an OEM or is it done separately on your own?
We do a mix. You know, we think things like the new Surface LED, which we just recently released to the press. This is something we developed on our own, listening to customer feedback, for example. You know, we knew that organic LED or OLED was a very popular technology, but no one could afford it. There were reliability issues. There were many styling limitations. So we thought, hey, how can we develop something unique for that? So we found a cool way to make it happen using LED technology, being able to add some curvature, different colors, all those kind of things. So that was the thing that we did on our own. Separately, we also work collaboratively with our customers. So even before the RFQ process, we get involved in the studios. We're in the studios doing technology shows, showing them what is possible, working collaboratively with them on a pre-development activity, and then during the development of the real program, once we're sourced, this is an interactive mix. You know, lighting is a mix between art and science. You know, and it's not, although it's a safety aspect, we have to be, performance is very important for us, but we have to make it look interesting and innovative, and it has to look cool. So working with those studios, in the studio, with the artists, is really, that's the fun part of our job.
Absolutely right, science and art. But what else does, what are the different parts that make up a lighting which companies like yours make? Is it as simple as just a lamp and a bulb, or is it much more than that?
You know, when I started in lighting, it was like that. It was a reflector and a bulb. You know, I have not so much gray hair now, but now, you know, it's much more integrated. You know, you have mechanical design, you have optical design, and I would say the fastest part that's growing with us is electronics. You know, so electronics is becoming the majority portion of the cost of a lamp now. You know, I don't like to simplify things, but sometimes it's electronics in a plastic box. You know, in the past, our business was revolving around plastics. Now the majority of the cost is actually on the electronic side. So control modules, driver modules, matrix modules, LEDs, all those kind of things are becoming important. And then, as I mentioned earlier, software is becoming an increasingly portion, because we've got to control all this stuff. We are taking information off of from cameras and from sensors on the vehicle, pulling this off the CAN bus, and then talking into our control module, and then we have very complex algorithms that are telling the lamp what to do. And this is really exciting part, and we have to work collaboratively with the customer, because it has to work on the vehicle. Yeah? So all this has to work together. And each customer has its own strategy. You know, some customers would like a more relaxed version. Somebody wants to have a more dynamic version. You know, and so we need to be flexible and work with our customers to achieve what they need. You know, electronics has really evolved. You know, in the not so distant future, we had wire harnesses that look like this, a few connectors, bulbs, and a leveling motor. But today, this is what wire harnesses look like today. You know, it's 125 different LEDs. You have control module. You have heat sinks. You have fans, you have all kinds of different complex matrix modules. All this is really driving new innovation, new performance, and things that we've never been able to do before. We cooperate. So for example, we collaborated with Osram on some of these modules. We do have some suppliers that also help us in the production of some of these things. Engineering is done completely by us. So it's really important that we have full technical know-how, we really understand it, but we collaborate with partners to do many of these kind of things.
Okay, one last question, Todd. As we are moving into an age where there are going to be more of electric vehicles, would products like yours also undergo dramatic changes or drastic changes?
Yeah, you know, ambient lighting is going to be becoming more important in the future. Right now, lighting is all about visibility and improved visibility. Yeah. In the future, with autonomous vehicles, it's more going to be about sensors. So we need to adapt our lighting patterns to complement what the sensors are going on. Yeah. So we need to understand also, maybe we integrate sensors inside our lamps. Maybe we have IR emitters that are going to be detected by other sensors. So these kind of activities are going to happen. But also we're going to have a long time when there's autonomous cars and not autonomous cars on the vehicle. So in a fully autonomous world, we wouldn't need so much, but we have to be able to be seen. So we need to be able to use lighting to communicate to those people who don't have sensors on their cars, because it's going to be a long time before everybody is autonomous. So using lighting as a communication tool, using it as ambient and personalization, because also in the future, maybe we don't own our cars. Maybe in the future, I have an app and I want an SUV today or a passenger car tomorrow. But you still want that personalization. You still want to feel that it's yours. And we think, hey, why don't we use lighting to be able to promote that, make your car appear knowing that that's your car. So I think lighting would be a great tool for that kind of activity.
Fantastic. So very interesting times ahead, I presume. Thank you so much, Mr. Morgan, for sparing your time.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.